So wonderful.
Hello, this is Jo Tomalin for Fringe Review, and I'm at the San Francisco Fringe talking to someone who's in one of the quite big shows here. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Fenner and Kat. I'm in the show Potato Topos.
And what is Potato Topos about?
Potatoes.
And could you elaborate?
Well, we spent a lot of time with the real thing, real raw potatoes, and reading potato facts and really trying to embody the body of a potato and think about what their lives might be like, maybe how we are like potatoes, and the ensuing explorations were amalgamated into our show.
Okay, great, thank you. And someone else is joining us from the company. Please introduce yourself and tell us what you do.
Hi, I'm Kat Countess, and I am a multimedia artist based in Oakland, California.
And are you the producer?
I have taken on that role, yes, but I think there's a lot of shared responsibilities in this production, so I've had a lot of help and a lot of advice from the fellow performers.
So I was just asking about where the topic came up and how the show came about. Do you have anything to add about that?
So I think there was a lot going on in the brainstorming session when one of the teammates had this vision of being covered in snow, and like the opening sequence would be him being revealed by snow. And then we were like, how can we get snow into the theater? And then we talked about frozen grapes, and then eventually we got to potatoes. And then that kind of stuck, and then Dominique was like, I just want a lot of potatoes. Mm-hmm. So we ended up with a lot of potatoes.
And how many people are in the cast?
4.
And what do you all do? Do you do the same, or do you have different roles?
Well, the structure of creating the piece was very equitable in a lot of ways. It was intended to perhaps be kind of a 4-part piece that had really distinct, different vignettes where each person was leading, because we have very different artists that have come together. We have Kat, who is a visual and performance artist. I am a clown and physical performance artist. Andrew is a dancer and Buto performer, as well as a cultural anthropologist, historian, academic kind of dude. And Dominique is in natural foods and body products, as well as being a dance maven. I mean, just grown up in dance and even co-managed SF Dancewear, which is a dancer's store in San Francisco.
And what kind of genre of theater is embodied in this show? How would you describe it?
I would say that there's a lot of devised theater work, which is kind of easy to say that it's somewhat old and new genre at the same time, as far as just I didn't go to school for theater, so maybe I don't know all the genres, but I just feel like there's a lot of collage involved with working with people's ideas and saying yes to them. And so what people brought is in the show, so I think it's inherently mixed genre.
I got some buzzwords for you. I would say expressionism, absurdism, lyrical storytelling, and Dadaism.
There's a scene, because I did see the show last night, and there's a scene that's got a lot of multimedia going on, and I believe that you are actually drawing or painting live while it's being projected on the stage. Is that correct?
Yes, I'm really enthusiastic about the overhead projector and its use in theatrical settings. I've been working with it for a few years now, and it's so accessible and immediate. And I really like that about adjusting it to match what I'm seeing and just feel really connected, even in this kind of different material with the movement on stage.
And what kind of characters do you have? Is there any differentiation between the 4?
Well, I think because it's not a character-driven play, our characters are ourselves. And because we're all very faceted people, that comes out in really different ways. And there are some narratives that did uncover themselves, and we've let them stick, like rivalry or disappointment or whatever. So, yeah, I don't know if I answered the question, but I feel like I said something.
So does this show, where does it go after the Fringe?
Always a great question. And honestly, it's one of those things where with the pace of art in the Bay Area, I feel like we're all moving on to other projects, but we'll keep our ears out for more opportunities to come back together, I think.
I would say it's highly remountable, especially because the nature of a Fringe show is 15 minutes to load in and out. So it would be very cool imagining having another conflation of potato topos that could happen in another space if the stars align.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us tonight.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you so much.